Hello friends, welcome back to another session with me. I'm Sanyukta Saxena and we have been drawing tiles using tangles issued by CZTs all over the globe. We tried so many new tangles. Hope you have a good collection of tangles by now. Tangles which are other than the Zentangle originals issued by CZTs all over. Yeah. Today I'll be showing you two more new tangles. Both these tangles have been issued by CZT Debbie New, and I often use the tangle Inaflux. You must have seen me using this tangle quite often in my tiles. So today we are officially going to be learning it. Yeah, the tangle Inaflux again. Since it is derived from flux, it starts with this flux shape, and then you convert it into a flower. So I have drawn two more flux shapes, but kind of drawing behind here, not drawing the complete flux, and then connecting these two. And the inside you can either choose to ink, you can add orbs, dots, Bronx cheers, whatever you feel like. Yeah. So that's the tangle Inaflux. I'll show you once more. Start with a flux or a droplet shape. Add some more, but hidden ones, not complete ones, like these. And then finally close it by drawing two really small ones, tiny ones, connect it, ink the in between, and that's the tangle Inaflux. Well, if you want to work more on it, you can always add these nice etch marks, thatching. You can add something inside, for example, orbs or any other tangle of your choice. Yeah, so once you learn the basic tangle, the tangulations are innumerable, so you can play around as much as you want, but that's how the basic tangle goes. Another very similar tangle is Lunarflux. Yeah, again starts with the same shape, means the basic constitution is the same, but it generally grows on stems, right? So I've drawn this stem. I'm going to again add this droplet shape, beautiful, and then I'm going to aura it, add a small head there, and come back. So that's a Lunarflux, right? So if you want to add something inside, I generally do this. Add weight to one side and then shade it accordingly. But you can always go ahead and add lines, add anything else inside, or leave it as such. Now you can draw this tangle in sets of 3, 4, whichever way you wish to. So I have drawn 3 of these flux here, and now I'm going to go and aura it in the same fashion as I did the first one, like this, and join it here. Yeah, so it can grow in any direction. I would consider it as an organic tangle if it is growing on stems. Yeah, so that's the basic of Lunarflux. Looks nice if you add some weight on one side. Yeah, or you can add anything else, small lines, dotted lines, whatever you feel like. Yeah, so let's get started with today's style. I'm going to be using these two tangles by Debbie New. Yeah, and let's start with a sense of gratitude and appreciation towards the smallest of things in life that we always took for granted, towards this opportunity that Zentangle gives us, right? To relax ourselves, to de-stress ourselves. Take deep breaths before you start. Stretch your hands. Make sure you are sitting in a nice posture, in a good posture with adequate lighting. So let's get started. Yeah. So I'm going to start from one side. Let's see how do we proceed. So I'm going to start with a nice inner pod. And then just the way I showed you, going to add these flux shapes and finally close it with these hidden ones, and then you can comfortably ink the inside. Yeah, so let's add one more. So you can add it wherever you wish to on your tile. I'm starting with inner pod. I'm sorry, Inaflux, not inner pod. Inner pod is a different tangle. Right? So that's again. Now let us draw these beautiful fragile stems and start with the next tangle that we learned. So I am drawing it in bunch of 3. Yeah, give a nice shape, add a small head there. It's like aliens, I don't know. Probably these things are growing on Mars. Yeah, simple to draw. I like the weight on one side, so I'm going with that. Adds a little depth, hollow, and then you can always add fine lines or dots, whatever you feel like, on the other side, or you can do away with that. Yeah, so let's add one more. So I'm going to add one more fragile stem, delicate looking. Add one there. Again go around, give a small head like that. Yeah, so that's a single one there. Now small little things that you can do or use as fillers. Again, fescue is always available. You can also aura it. Yeah, again I'm going to add one more inner flux here. So feel free to arrange it the way you wish to. Small one there just to close. Yeah, again I'm going to extend my inner flux. So I'm also going to add a small fragment here. You can add jetties. I'm going to add a little different fragment. So what I did is I drew a knob and I added a muka there. And then I'm going to add some curved lines. I'm not sure if it is a fragment, but I use this when I draw. So I'm using it here. If it is new for you, probably this is the third tangle you are learning, or a fragment as you may call it. Just adding a little aura. Yeah, so you can do that. Bit of weight here and there. Again going to extend my stem, probably coming down from back here. Again add a couple of flux shapes, beautiful petal shapes, droplet shapes, whatever you relate it to. Take your time, no hurry, draw at your own pace. Again, add the weight. So converted the fescue to a sprinkle here. Take your time. Some bit of roundings here and there. Right? So you can also add some orbs as a filler. I'm going to add one more fragment here. The same fragment that I used. Adding a nice aura. If you want to add a little drama to this, you can always ink it like you do Marasu. Yeah. So this will add a little drama to your fragment and to your tile. So these sections that we created, you can always go back and ink it with the highlight, or if you wish you can add a highlight with your white chalk like this. Yeah, so maybe you can do it for all, you can do it for a few. So I'm going to extend this a little more now. Add a small hidden one here. Take your time. Yeah, so let's add one more flux here, inner flux. Yeah, I'm going to start here. Some bit of drawing behind there, going out of my border. You can always choose to draw out of your border, but I'm stopping there. Now I'm adding some bit of etching in the center, like that. Yeah, and then probably add inking to this one also. So adding one last one here. Well, if you want, you can add 4. You can add as many as you wish to. Cool looking tangle. Simple to draw. Again, you can top it up, add a few sprinkles here and there. Fescues are always a good idea. Look nice and delicate. Again, do the same thing on the last one. Take your time. Preferably add on one side the weight. Yeah. Now that we are done with that, now if you want, you can go back and add some caviars or tipples here and there. Always a good idea for embellishing. But again, these are optional things. You may not want to do it, but they always go well as far as embellishments are concerned. So now that I'm done with drawing this part of my tile, I'm again going to add a close aura. Close one. Yeah. Done with that. Now what I'm going to do is ink the rest of my tile. So I'm inking my border. And going to switch to a boulder nib. I have an 08 with me here. So I'm going to start inking my remaining tile. Yeah. So do it at your own pace. No hurry. So we will not keep that black. We will add some tangle over it, but a simple tangle. Yeah. But we want that drama. So we are going to ink the rest of the tile black. So if you have a boulder nib like a graphic one or something, just go with that. I'll just get back. So I'm done with my inking, and I'm extending the inking to small little empty spaces here and there. Left on the other side, well, you can always choose to fill it up with orbs or anything of your choice. Yeah, so I think that's about it. We don't have any further major empty spaces there. So make sure you have inked the tile nicely. Now I'm going to use my white jelly roll, right? So I'm going to use my 08 and then draw a tangle called ah. Yes, ah. So I have drawn a circle for reference. It will reflect. Yeah. And then I'm going to start right away and draw lines emanating with a dot at the end all around my circle. The tangle is called ah. Looks like an explosion or something. Very simple to draw but looks really nice. Just add a dot at the end. Keep rotating your tile. I'm not pressing my pen too hard. Taking it easy. You can also add highlights if you wish to. Yeah. So that's the tangle ah. I'm going to add one more. Again, a circle just for the sake of reference. You can also draw it this way. Take your time. You can have all of the same size. You can vary the size. Draw it whichever way you feel like at that point of time. Break the lines if you want. I'm almost done. Yeah, that's about it. You want, you can add small orbs. Just like that. Just as an embellishment. And I don't think you need anything else except shading. Yeah. So done with that. Let's now move on to shading. Now shading your Inaflux here or on these lines, whichever way you feel like, please go ahead. Yeah. So I'm just shading below, but you can always shade on these lines. If they are, nicely spaced out, prominent, it's always a good idea to highlight those lines. Take your time, slowly go to each. So once you are done with that, next comes just a slight touch on the inner pod. You have already added some weight that side, just highlight it a little more, nothing else. Yeah, so don't blend too much because you don't want the entire petal shape go gray. So you have to blend carefully, just add a little graphite. You have the weights in place already. So a little bit of gray will add a little more dimension. As far as this fragment is concerned, I will just add around this pod, this mocha that I added. Again, spaces are small, keep it low key. Don't shade too much. Yeah. Slight touch is all you need. Yeah. Small touches on your sprinkle, not much. You can always go back, add some beads here and there. Add some orbs if you feel like. You can add more. A little touch on this last one also. Yeah, that's it. We have shaded it. I don't think we need more. If you want to add a little shadow under the stems, you can. It's again optional. You may not do it. And I don't think we need anything else here. Add nice thatching. Use your jelly roll and add a few dots inside here. Delicate ones, small ones. That's about it. We are done. That's a broader nib. I'm having too many pens here. Yeah, that's it. Some bit of rounding here and there always helps. So I'm going to be closing my tile here. Just embed my chop here. Sign and date your tile. Today is 21st. So I shall see you again with few more new tangles issued by CZTs. Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye. Thanks for all your comments and feedback. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much.